Hey everyone, it's Dr. Jamie with True Health Chiropractic. We're so excited that you're here with us tonight. Our focus this month is on sleep. We always get a ton of questions, anything from the type of mattress to the type of pillow I should be using. And tonight we're going to focus on not just those couple questions that we typically get, but many different aspects, things that you can start doing literally tonight to get a better night's sleep. Sleep is so important. I'm going to go over some of the anatomy of sleep, where it comes from in the body, and simple things that we can actually start doing. Anything from the food that we eat to the posture we're in to supplements that we take. All of these things are things that we can start doing, whether you do everything or you just start taking some key tips from tonight that you can start bettering yourself and your lifestyle. So I'm going to share my screen with you. If you've got questions, you can drop them in the comments section below. And I hope that you get so much information out of this talk. Again, that's our mission at True Health Chiropractic. It's to help people live better, healthier, and happier lives. And that comes from an understanding of really knowing what true health is and where it actually comes from. So like I said, I'm excited that you're here with us, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So sleep is absolutely, it's so important. And many people, if you don't sleep, you definitely know really how important it actually is. But we're going to talk, like I said, some key strategies to sleep better. If you have any questions, if we're not able to answer them live, just keep dropping them in the comment section below, because I continue to check it even days after the workshop. So I'll be able to answer questions that you may have even later. You can always email us too. You can see the email address on the screen there as well. So like I said, ask questions, get engaged, share this with other people. This is such an awesome platform that we can use to really just help as many people as possible. Like I said, we all have to sleep, so this is something that everybody needs to know, and it's only to help better their health. So why is sleep important? Well, the reality is you spend about a third of your time doing it. So this literally equates to over, I believe, 26, 27 years of your lifespan that you literally wind up spending sleeping. So we need to be able to figure out if it's something that we're spending a lot of time on. We definitely want to have strategies that we can get the best sleep possible so that we can improve our health. It's important too, literally for the brain. Sleep is how your nerve cells actually start communicating with each other. It's also a process that allows, what science and research has shown, is it allows for your brain to actually detoxify itself from chemicals and things that it's been exposed to, the stresses of the day when you're conscious and you're awake. So it is a form of detox. It's actually as well, almost every type of tissue and every system in your body is actually affected by sleep. Anything from your brain health to your heart to your lungs to metabolism, how your immune system functions, your overall mood, and disease resistance. It's also what allows for tissue to heal and repair throughout the night, again, because the body's not in an active awake state. The body is able to digest food better, it's able to heal, and it's able to repair. And without sleep, you can't form or even maintain the pathways in your brain for things like learning, creating new memories, concentration, and neuromuscular responses. And what I mean by that is a quick response time. So if you're walking and you go to trip and fall, sleep actually helps your reflexes be able to respond quicker and better because the nervous system is actually able to fire better. There's different stages of sleep. And you cycle through these stages throughout the night as you're sleeping. So when you first go to bed and you close your eyes and start to sleep, things kind of start to relax. In about the first 10 minutes, you're considered to be in what they call the N1 stage. Then you go into an N2 stage, which you can spend anywhere from about 30 to 60 minutes. The most important sleep, where we really do the restoration, the healing, where our immunity is boosted, where we start to recover from injuries, strengthen bones, release hormones that help to grow muscles and other tissues, is in REM sleep. And you're in this sleep for about 45 to 90 minutes. But the whole point of this slide is I just want you to understand you're in different stages of sleep, or different things are accomplished naturally in the body, and you cycle through these periods of sleep as you go through the evening. And so, but the most important is we want to be getting a type of quality of sleep and an actual quantity of sleep, because with just 2 nights of bad sleep, research has shown that your blood pressure and insulin levels can literally raise up to 20%. So can you imagine if this went on for a week, a year, a couple months, or even more? That's why sleep deprivation, it's literally $1 billion problem and causes numerous diseases and accidents. Over 80,000 car accidents a day are linked to a lack of sleep. And having bad sleep and a lack of sleep consistently can lead to anything from weight gain to increasing stress to accelerated aging, pain, tissue damage and deterioration. Many things are caused by having a lack of sleep. And it's literally impossible, unfortunately, to try to catch up on your sleep over the weekend. Some people just, they're pounding it away throughout the week and they hope, I'll be able to sleep in this weekend and catch up. That's not really how it works. What we want to do, again, is consistently be doing things so that we can get the best night's sleep every single night to allow our body, again, to heal and repair over time. So how much sleep do I actually need? Like I said earlier, quality and quantity are both important. And most of the research says that you need anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of high quality sleep as an adult. Naturally, after you go past age 60, nighttime sleep tends to be shorter for you. It tends to be lighter, and it can be more interrupted with multiple wakings. But the reality is that most of us are going to thrive in this 7 to 9 hours. Yes, are there some people I've come across that they swear they only need to sleep 5 hours or 6 hours, and that's what they've been doing consistently for years? Probably so. But again, the majority of people, we need that magic 7 to 9 hours. And most of you know when you don't get the amount of sleep that you need, because you'll be irritable, your day just doesn't go good, you're stressed out, and that can be even getting 1 less hour or less than 30 minutes than what you actually need. It's important to realize too, some of the medications, if you take medications, they can interrupt your sleep patterns. So it's important to be aware of some of the things in your lifestyle that we're going to talk about, as we go through the workshop, to just be aware that there's some things that you may need to be paying attention to, that even with having the best pillow and the best mattress, there may be some other things that you need to be looking at and changing as well. So research shows that a chronic lack of sleep or getting poor quality sleep increases your risk of disorders like high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, depression, and obesity. And again, when you look at these are the #1 top killers, as well as the #1 chronic degenerative diseases that people develop in the United States. And so we've got to figure this out, and we've got to start doing things differently. And what you see, that picture there, we always get asked, I sleep on my side, I sleep on my stomach, I sleep on my back. How am I supposed to be sleeping? The #1 position that you can sleep in is actually in your back. And notice when this individual, they've got a pillow that's fully supporting the head and neck. There's no flexion, there's no extension in the head and neck, and they've got a pillow that's slightly elevating the knees. That takes a lot of pressure off your lower back. So it can help, especially if you've got lower back pain or pelvic pain when you're sleeping. So that would be the ideal position, #1. #2 is sleeping on your side. Same thing though, again, what we're trying to accomplish is proper alignment, especially in the head and neck and the pelvic and lower back area. Typically, you're going to need a pillow between the knees, because when you don't, the top side of the pelvis is going to fall. Your pelvis and your lower back will be in rotation. It'll be twisted. And naturally, you're going to be tossing and turning all night long because of the tissues. There's so much irritation that the brain's it's not going to be able to reach that full deep sleep to heal and repair, because it's constantly trying to make you move around to readjust because the joints are actually irritated. Again, notice too, the pillow, the person's nose and chin is perfectly lined up with the middle of their chest. making the spine perfectly straight and having the best alignment. I always say sleeping on your back is number one because as you can see, sleeping on your side, it can get a little bit confusing. Sometimes people even need to hold a stuffed animal or even a pillow in their arms so that prevents twisting and tension on the shoulder joints as well. You never, never, never want to sleep on your stomach. That is absolutely the worst position you could ever sleep in. For one, you have a huge amount of rotation and twisting. You decrease oxygen and blood flow to your brain when you sleep on your stomach. And so, but learning how to sleep in a new position can take months to actually years. So it's something you've got to do consistently. You've got to keep trying. Trying one night sleeping on your back and then saying, I couldn't do that, it hurt too bad, it isn't going to be enough to actually create a new pattern and a new habit. But again, sleeping on your back is number one and your side is number two. Circadian rhythms are a huge basically process in how we actually start to feel tired and when we are awake and alert. These are processes, these rhythms operate on a 24-hour cycle, and they determine, like I said, when you feel tired or alert. We need something called, and I'm probably not pronouncing this correctly, but Zeitgenbergs. And what these are cues that actually help to set our internal bodily clock, literally just like the sun. So these can be anything from exercise to meals, foods, supplements that you take, the exposure you have to light. And we're going to talk about the different Zeitbergs. So the more cues, the more Zeitgenbergs that you expose yourself to, it's going to help synchronize your sleep pattern so that you can get into a rhythm and a pattern so you consistently get that quantity, but also good quality sleep that you're going to need. So step number one to a better night's sleep is you've got to set a schedule. You've got to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. This will actually help the body prepare. Your brain, your body, your joints, your tissues begin to learn your schedule and know when, oh boy, it's time to start getting ready for bed. And naturally, as you sleep that 7 or 8 or 9 hours, your internal clock will actually start to wake you up. These are the type of people, they don't even need an alarm clock because they literally have set a schedule and the body is prepared and knows exactly what to do. Step number 2, you've got to get regular exercise to actually reduce stress. And this is everything from mental stress to literally physical stress in the body. You should exercise at least 20 to 30 minutes, and I would say every single day. This can be taking a walk, even 2 short 10-minute walks throughout the day. Some research has shown is better than just going and pounding away on a treadmill for an hour. This is not something that needs to take you a lot of time, but again, it's got to be regular and it's got to be consistent. This is probably of many things, I guess, but this is probably one of the number one things, honestly, people just don't do. They don't exercise, they don't move, they're sedentary, and the body really needs the movement because when you actually exercise, you raise levels of cortisol and adrenaline in your body. What's key about this and what's important, these are actually stress hormones, but what's key is that when we appropriately trigger these hormones, it's actually going to allow us to be better prepared in real times of stress. So when something negative happens to you, or you have a death in the family, or a trauma, an accident, whatever it may be, when you've been exercising regularly and your body has had an appropriate response of these hormones, it's going to allow you to be better prepared so that you can heal, recover, faster than rather these hormones being triggered in the wrong way and being triggered inconsistently. It's important though to realize because exercise naturally raises cortisol and adrenaline, which are two things that will keep you from sleeping, you don't want to exercise within 3 to 4 hours of actually going to bed because these are going to keep you wired and awake. But again, we want to make sure that daily we're getting some form of exercise. Step number 3 would be to avoid caffeine and alcohol. Caffeine and alcohol will actually trigger a rise again in cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and its job is to make you feel more alert in order to be able to handle a stressful situation. So cortisol, naturally, there's a cycle that you go throughout the day. Sometimes when people wake up and they wake up in the middle of the night and they cannot fall back asleep, it oftentimes could mean that cortisol is spiking at the wrong time. So what we want to do is, just like circadian rhythm, we want to get our cortisol to appropriately be rising and spiking and dropping as we go throughout the day. And so this can be linked to stress. It can be linked to the food you eat, when you eat, how much you eat, when you exercise, if you exercise. There's lots of things you can do to balance your cortisol levels. Sometimes at the end of the day, people also too, they need to take certain supplements to help really balance these hormones. But again, it's the primary stress hormone that's produced by your adrenal system. Your adrenal glands are located right there on top of your kidneys, and it's responsible for a lot of things. It doesn't just help you maintain your sleep schedule, but cortisol also signals you to feel hungry or full. It also helps to decide your mood, and also helps to determine whether you're going to burn fat or you're going to build muscle. And so typically these are the type of people, they don't sleep good, they're stressed out, they gain weight in the tricep, the tummy area, the love handle area. They can sometimes feel depressed, have fibromyalgia, chronic pain. These are usually cues that the cortisol system is not, that you're in some sort of adrenal fatigue and that the cortisol is not firing correctly. But again, our focus tonight is sleep. So this is going to help you maintain your sleep schedule. So it should be low when we sleep and high in the morning. Again, what does it do? It's a stress hormone that makes you alert. So it makes sense that when we want to be waking up and we need to be alert to focus to go throughout the day, cortisol should naturally be high. It should gradually decrease throughout your day and be the lowest before you go to bed. So if your cortisol levels do not decrease in the evening because the stress response is being triggered, it can lead to real issues. Initially, you're probably going to feel wired but tired. You know you should be going to sleep, but you're just wired. You're unloading the dishwasher and you're writing stuff down in your brain. You're just getting ideas out. You're walking around. You can't even sit down and sit still. But you're literally, like I said, you're wired, but you're tired because your cortisol's increased to help you deal with whatever the stressful situation is. Sometimes you're aware this is actually happening to you, and sometimes you have no idea that you're stressed and your cortisol is going up. This could be because your body's responding to a physical stress, maybe like leaky gut or even inflammation in your joints or your tissues. So when our stress response is triggered too frequently, it's less able to turn itself off. Therefore, you're more likely to get stuck in this imbalanced state. So high cortisol can lead to increased pain, depression and anxiety, fatigue, high blood pressure, weight gain, and a weakened immune system. And again, though, the principles that I'm talking about, setting a time, going to bed at the same time, sleeping in a certain position, exercising on a regular schedule, supplements, foods, all of these things will actually help to get your cortisol in balance and in check. Step number 4, which again is a huge thing to get your cortisol level, is to reduce stress. A lot of times, again, getting in these Zeichenberg, setting an actual schedule, getting a routine, right? Your body's going to start to learn, your brain's going to start to learn what's actually going on. So what we call the power hour, this is the hour before you go to bed in which you've got to start actually slowing down. And what you should do is do mindless activities. Don't read a really good, exciting book that you don't want to put down and you just want to keep turning the pages. Read something that's kind of honestly boring, that's just okay to help you fall asleep. Fold laundry. Don't exercise. Do not watch violent TV. Do not watch the news before you go to bed, because these things actually stimulate cortisol and stimulate stress hormones and adrenaline in the body. It's going to keep you awake. So do something that's mindless, that's boring. Also, too, focus on a type of breathing. I've talked about this in other workshops. It's called 4 squared breathing, where you do each of these steps for 4 seconds. So you want to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold that breath in, breathe it out through your nose for 4 seconds, and then hold the breath out for 4 seconds. and then keep repeating this cycle. This actually helps to reduce stress, calm the nervous system, and allow all the organ systems to actually sync together to allow you to be ready to fall asleep and, most importantly, stay asleep. Step number 5 is your environment. You need a cool, dark room, absolutely no light. Do not watch your cell phone. Do not have a night light. And you need the temperature of the room to be very cool, cave-like darkness. Anywhere from 60 to 72 degrees is ideal. You can buy even now a self-cooling weighted blanket. And these are things you can easily pick up at Walmart. Not even for $20. So a self-cooling weighted blanket actually helps to reduce anxiety, helps to reduce your core temperature to, again, achieve that cool, dark-like state. Keep your room clean. Keep it free of clutter. Keep it free of dust and debris. Use warm light bulbs. Blue light blocking glasses are glasses that you can use because all of our electronics, our TVs, our cell phones, our tablets, that honestly all of us are using all day long, the blue light actually blocks the production of melatonin by up to 60%. Melatonin, again, is another key hormone to actually allow you to sleep and stay asleep and reach that restful type of sleep that we need. So you can actually, on some of your phones and your devices, check them in the settings. Sometimes you can actually set a timer to turn off the blue light, and it'll go to this more orange colored screen, very warm colored light. And you can set that, preferably you'd want to do that about 2 to 3 hours before you would go to bed. Otherwise, you can actually purchase a pair of blue light blocking glasses. These things, again, they can be found at Walmart. They can be found on Amazon. To actually block the blue light in the event that you need to use your cell phone or your tablet, or that you're going to watch TV. So again, these are just small little things that you can do to get your environment set up so that you can actually fall asleep and stay asleep. Step number 6 is going to be certain supplements. The main reason I'm focusing on these 2 supplements is they are key nutrients that most people do not get in their diet because they're not eating enough healthy fats and they're not eating enough vegetables. Magnesium has been shown that almost 90% of people are actually deficient in it. It's a key mineral that's actually accomplishes over 200 bodily processes, anything from digestion to how your immune system functions to literally how your nervous system operates and how you sleep. Magnesium is key to actually help calm down the nervous system. And so it does help to reduce anxiety. It helps to reduce depression. It aids in digestion. But again, in regards to talking about sleep, it helps the body to calm down so that the body can actually relax and the tissues can be ready to heal and repair and recover. Omegas, or healthy fats, fish oil basically, again, it's one of the number 1 missing ingredients in the standard American diet because we've all been told fat is bad for you, stop eating fat, eat low fat, low calorie. But your brain and your nervous system are actually mostly composed of fat. So we need these healthy fats. We need omegas to reduce inflammation, boost our immune system, and support the hormones that you need to build memories, control your mood, and actually get your joints and tissues to heal and repair. So there are other supplements that you could absolutely do for sleep. A lot of times we get asked about taking melatonin or other things. Those are more, I definitely like to have an individual conversation with a person in regards to melatonin and different things that may be going on in their lifestyle or in their sleep patterns. These 2 supplements are key, like I said, because the majority of people, we just know right off the bat, they're not eating enough healthy fats. They're not eating enough nuts and seeds and salmon and avocados and coconut. They're just not eating those things in their diet. Plus 2, a lot of people aren't eating dark leafy green vegetables and getting broccoli and bok choy and these different things, which again are some of the foods we all need to be eating to help sleep better But that's the key of a supplement, is that you should be supplementing your lifestyle and your diet. So these are the two that I wanted to primarily focus on when it comes to sleep. Remind us when we do the talks in the office, always people that come to the talk and you're investing in yourself, your health, your time. We want you to reap the rewards of that by staying tuned in and plugged in. If you purchase these products, we always give you 10% by joining us on the talk. So just remind us when you're in the office, if you were on the talk, on YouTube or Facebook and whatever it is, you get 10% off of any purchase of your supplements at the office. So just remind us and let us know so that we give you the benefit of, like I said, tuning in and investing in yourself and your health. Step number 7 is to keep your spine and nervous system balanced. Everything we always talk about goes back to your spine and your nervous system. Why? Because sleep literally happens in the brain. You've got to take care of your nervous system. You've got to keep the structure of the spine balanced. And why I primarily wanted to focus on these areas, there's many different parts of the brain that trigger certain hormones and certain things to happen so that you can sleep. But in particular, I wanted to focus on the area of the brainstem, because the brainstem is actually protected. The brainstem is at the base of the brain and actually comes out of the skull and is protected by the very first vertebra in the spine called the atlas. You can see when you look at this picture, when your head is tilted, when your spine is misaligned, when the head is not sitting correctly on top of the spine, the brainstem is actually compromised. It's actually kinked, as well as blood flow to the brain, which is going to inhibit oxygen. And so all of these things are key when you're trying to sleep, fall asleep, and actually stay asleep. There's other cells, though, that are located in the brainstem that particularly release certain chemicals. For instance, there are sleep cells located in the brainstem that help produce a chemical called GABA. GABA is actually what allows your mind to relax and helps you actually initially fall asleep. Your brainstem also plays a special role in that deep REM sleep, remember, where we get the most benefit out of sleeping because our immune system's working, our food is digesting, our tissues are repairing, we're recovering. All of these things happen in that deep REM sleep. It sends signals to relax your muscles that are essential for your posture and limb movements so that you literally don't act out when you're actually having dreams. Again, that's one of the key parts about your brainstem and what helps you actually relax when you sleep. Also, another portion, now this is located more in between the hemispheres of the brain, but the pineal gland is actually what increases the production of melatonin. And this helps put you to sleep once the lights go down. And so scientists really believe that the peaks and the valleys, kind of like cortisol, it's going to be going up, it's going to be going down. But melatonin over time is important for matching the body's circadian rhythm that we talked about earlier to your external cycle of light and dark. And so that's why we're trying to set up all these cues, get the environment right, take the right supplements, eat the right foods, exercise, keep our spine healthy and in a line so that the brain is actually able to get the most benefit to help us be able to fall asleep so that it's not dealing with all the other stressors and inflammation throughout the day. So again, keep your power turned on, because what controls all function and what controls all healing, which is what true health is, it's functioning at 100%. That's your nervous system. And so this is key. You can go a month without food, you could go days without water, you can go minutes without air, but you can't go a single second without nerve supply. So everything that we talked about, from every hormone to every cell to the muscles when you're exercising, to how your body absorbs magnesium, how it absorbs good healthy fats, the posture that you're in, is all literally controlled by the nervous system. And the spine is the pathway that allows for clear communication between the brain and the organs and tissues in the body. It actually allows you to get all the signals to where they need to go, so at the end of the day, the body can function at 100% so that it can heal and repair. So I hope that you got a lot of great tips and strategies. I hope that you're going to take action. That's always the most important, utilizing some of these things. If you have any specific questions, like I said, you can always reach out to us. keep dropping your questions in the comments below. You can email us directly, or obviously if you're a patient in the office, you can reach out and ask us when you're in for your adjustment as well. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. This slide, I wanted to put the upcoming events and workshops. As of right now, all our events, they're still going to stay on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel just until we're able to meet again live in person in larger groups. But like I said, this is a great platform. Share these workshops with other people. These are all recorded. They all stay on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. So watch them again. Sometimes you got to go back and watch things so that you can just continue to learn and grow. But coming up in October, we're going to be talking about cancer prevention. November is going to be how to increase your energy naturally. And in December, we're going to talk about how to make the holiday season your healthiest yet. So again, I want to thank you guys for being here. This is one of the things that Dr. Granger and I love the most, is just being able to share our knowledge with you so that you can continue to be truly healthy and well. Again, I want to thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to seeing you on the next workshop.